Things are kicking up right now. This is Sellavin latest review of Naruto Shippuden, episode 363. Hey, the Allied Shinobi Alliance jutsu. Right now they're dealing with the aftermath of the Jubi coming forth. Right now, Kurama says that's it, and that no mistaking it. The Jubi, everybody's weighing in right now. The Eight Tails, B, Kakashi, and Kurama said that this creature has no emotion or feelings or a sense of anything else. This creature has the same energy basis as natural energy, like as this planet. If you were in Sage mode, you would feel. They didn't even Naruto. He even tries to feel it with Sage mode, but he doesn't. He can't really feel anything right now with the Sage mode. Because the only thing he feels is how enormously strong the creature is. They try their best, trying to at least trying to rally right now. Especially now they're gonna face this thing right now. But there's also Madara is also saying it would be better if we had captured the Eight Tails and Nine Tails before the 10 Tails revived, like before the Jubi. Yeah, but he wants to test out. He wants to and Obito, he wants to use the Ifis right away, but the truth is it's going to take some time, and Madara says that it's going to take some time, but Obito knows Madara, saying you just want to test the capabilities of the Jubi yourself. You're like an impatient child, you're like a child, and he says, but Madara says the child are impatient and trusting fools. And Madara is no fool. I mean, we know how strong Madara is. So basically, he just want to test out, how they're doing. I mean, they tried to fight it. They tried to fight it as best they could. And they tried to divide it. I mean, and have Kurama. They tried multiple Biju attacks. They kind of going all at it. The creature like swats it away with their hands. They do everything. They try barrage attacks. The tactician. I mean, in fact, it's mostly Kurama who's also leading the charge. Even Kakashi said you're adding like a thing. They save that for later. Yeah, I mean they try everything. I mean, like barrage attack, separating, shadow coding. Hell, Kakashi even sucked the Eight Tails and B into the Kamo from the other end, and then popped them out right into the other from the other end, right into Jubi's face to launch it right in its eyeball. It's like, no, didn't work. The thing just flips it away like a fly with his finger, aiming the tail, aiming the Biju bomb right at B and the Eight Tails. Like they are completely decimated after this. And this thing's Biju bomb is really enormous and powerful. When it blasts the 8 and 9 Tails, they shoot at themselves using their tails, and their tails are completely ripped apart. Their main bodies are fine, but their tails are literally torn to dust. Those of you who read the manga, you know that they covered themselves with tails, but they didn't rally together like to form a ball. Like for example, when they did it, they didn't even show how they moved. They didn't show that. They didn't show that part mainly. They showed this part in the manga because they're trying to be more graphic. They're trying to put more graphics in to make the episode longer, like putting in some details. And you know how good Naruto is, and especially the creator. Now that we're up to this part, we're at least over 300 episodes. We're over 60 episodes in, and we're up to this part, and and not to mention the chapter that this is based on is over 600 in, and very enormous and very big. And the fact that they made it this far, you gotta give it credit, especially after the end of Kakashi arc. But I'm off topic. They tried their best, and this thing is just outmatching them strength for strength. You can't just you normally can't beat strength with strength alone. You gotta strategize. And they're trying their best. Yes, and just with their down on their luck, Naruto, he still wants to keep up, especially after both the tailed beasts have no power. As they recover, both Kurama and the Eight Tails, they try to recover their chakra. Naruto even does decide to do one more shadow clone, but it's pointless. And Obito keeps talking down to him, saying that there's no hope, that you're just losers, that we're not losers, that this world is going to disappear, that we're not disappear. And just as things seem hopeless, just as they're about to die, and about to be obliterated, and they finally come. The Shinobi Alliance, out of nowhere, they just come and saved their asses right at the end. Pardon my profanity, but I'm trying to be specific. But hey, they saved at the end. In fact, it was Ino who saved it by using her her mind transfer juicing with help from Hinata, using the Byakugan as a pinpoint accuracy. See, and they managed to divert it a little bit. But they all arrived, and they tried their best to at least try to jam this thing. You got the hidden mist using the hidden mist jutsu. You got Shino's clan, the Aburame clan, using their ninja art beetle jamming. They're trying to strategize a little bit right now. Now that now Shinobi Alliance is here, everybody's trying to strategize. Now that everybody else is here, they made it in time. And you got Naruto's Dash, Shukaku, Inoichi, Ao from the Hidden Mist. They're trying to strategize right now. And they say that the sensory sphere camera because how enormous the chakra you can sense from the thing, from the Jubi is, that their sensory that has no limits. Now that they're up to this part, it's going to be even difficult for them and very hard for them, especially when it comes to this part. Everybody knows their details, everybody knows the truth, and also the fact that we're up to this is amazing. In fact, even Shikaku said, he was saying that the enemy, we found out the enemy is Obito Uchida, we were in no time for shock. They tried their best. They tried to see if they can't like completely destroy the Jubi. They tried to outmaneuver them. They tried to at least slow it down a little. For example, you have the hidden cloud. They use their lightning style flash pillar, genjutsu illusions. They're trying to blind it. They even use the gale style. Like they're trying to, with Darui in the lead. They're trying to at least nullify its senses. At least that's why the hidden mist use their hidden mist jutsu and then the Aburame clan and their insect jutsu. They're trying to at least dull its senses a little, and they even try to slow it down. And they use the hidden stone to create what you call a pit. They also use cement. They make some kind of quick drying cement glow jutsu. They use that to encase it. Then you have the hit and miss. They use their water style now, and then you got the Sarutobi clan of the Hidden Leaf. They use their fire style to try to cool down into concrete, and all this and everything else. The thing I like about this episode is we got so many chapters all into one, especially when it comes to this. And so many things are happening. So many things are happening at once, and everything else up to this point. Right. And the thing is, they're not being boring about it. They even added the music. Remember what I said about last week about the music that they added from certain episodes, from when Naruto first became one with the Kyuubi, with Kurama, and also the music from his fight with Itachi and Nagato. They added both those music. That means that they're getting creative. They really are getting creative. Especially when the Jubi makes its noise, that scream, and it really doesn't sound normal for any kind of tailed beast. And this creature is an adjective to any tailed beast. That means that of all the tailed beasts, this creature has to be at least in a class by itself, and on its own, and very dangerous, and fearsome, and has no rival. And the episode does end with Naruto and the others jumping right into that thing, jumping headfirst right into Obito and Madara. They know their weakness, that Obito can pass through jutsu and attacks for 5 minutes, and his weakness is after that he can't do it for a while. And then there's Madara's weakness, who is taijutsu. That means physical attacks. And also not to mention the thought about the argument between Obito and Naruto. Remember, Obito and Naruto were pretty much the same. The only difference is Obito lost his heart, and everything about him is gone. And whatever redeeming qualities he had is virtually vanished. And then there's Naruto, who is a lot like Obito. He wants to be Hokage. He wants to protect his friends. He wants to keep them from dying. He wants to sacrifice himself. That was before the darkness of the Kanabi Bridge battle that took his soul away, basically. Anyway, and this episode also ends with Madara saying the Jubi is getting ready. That means that it's getting close to being stronger. We all know about the secret of the Jubi. They can't be completely contained by this. This concrete barrier is just slowing it down, and when it does come out, it will come out stronger than ever. That's those of you who like me who've read the manga, but also on what I'm talking about. Those of you who read the manga, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who haven't, well, then you're then you watch the anime, then you know what I'm talking about. That means that you don't know what I'm talking about. That means you are straight anime. You don't read the manga. But trust me, this is a good. I give this a thumbs up for the animation. We are right now headlong into the storyline, and this is only the 3rd episode after the Kakashi arc. Even though we didn't see his face still, but later. But finally, this is not gonna get boring with the Shinobi Alliance. These are gonna get interesting, especially for what happens at the end of next week's episode. What's gonna happen in the end of next week's episode? I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but trust me, something's coming. Hope you enjoyed. That's fun to do 7 hours. I put the link down in the description. Hope you enjoyed. Comment, like, subscribe of what you think will happen next. And I mean, you've all, those of you know what I'm talking about, knows what I'm talking about. Those of you don't, those of you know. Hope you enjoyed. Comment, like, subscribe. Thank you. Signing off.